It's Halloween, so I'm a ninja. Last night proved that a lot of things can happen at Martinsville when trying to make it to Phoenix, and the greatest part about that is we get to do it again with the NASCAR Xfinity series. Only Chase Briscoe knows he's going to fight for a championship. The other 7 drivers is an unknown. Even regular season champion Austin Cindric knows he's not out of the woods just yet, as we know what can happen in these situations, just as Austin Hill. Today is 250 laps of beating and begging action from the paperclip. Welcome to the final race of the round of 8, the Draft Top 250 from Martinsville Speedway. It's going to be a good but somewhat cold day. Temperature in the mid-50s, a lot warmer than last night in the Truck Series. 0% chance of rain and only a mere 5-mile-an-hour wind east-southeast of the racetrack. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining today's episode of MDK RaceDay. I look like such an idiot with this, but hey, it's Halloween, so screw it, I'm going to dress up. I found this in my closet, so I said, screw it, I'm going to wear it. I don't know if I'm going to keep this, though. This might be going a little bit, but I don't care. But yes, welcome to another episode of MDK RaceDay. My name is Jack Krause. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's show. Today we're going to be previewing the penultimate race of the NASCAR Xfinity series this time and see which 4 drivers will race for Phoenix next week. But before we get into see which drivers I think will have the best chance of fighting for the championship at Phoenix, you have to see what the playoff grid looks like heading into the paperclip. Right now, Chase Briscoe, he is the only one that is safe. His win 2 weeks ago at Kansas locked himself into Phoenix, with Austin Cindric, his rival all season long, right behind him in second place, plus 14. Justin Allgaier, a mere plus 8. Justin Haley, the last driver, in plus 4. Ahead of the 19 car, Brandon Jones. Behind him is Ross Chastain in 6th place, minus 15. Noah Gragson, the 9 car, minus 24. And Ryan Sieg in a must-win situation, minus 43. Okay, I cannot wear this. Get this off of me. It's hurting my forehead. For the first time since 2006, about 12 years, the Xfinity Series returns to the paperclip. So now let's take a look at the 2020 Draft Top 250 here at Martinsville. On the front row, it is Austin Cindric, and on the outside of him is Noah Gragson, the only driver to win at Martinsville out of the playoff grid here in the round of 8. Row 2 has colleague racing teammates Justin Haley and Ross Chastain. Row 3 has Chase Briscoe in the 98 car, and to his outside is Justin Allgaier in the 7 car. Row 4 has Brandon Jones in the 19 car, and the outside of him is Jeb Burton in the 8 car. And rounding out the playoff grid, or at least for the round of 8, Row 5, Ryan Sieg in 9th place, and last week's winner at Texas, Harrison Byrne, in the 20 car. Row 6 through 8 is all Chevrolet drivers, Michael Annett for Junior Motorsports and Brandon Brown in the 68 car. Row 7, Josh Williams in the 92, and Brett Moffitt, who had, let's just say, an eventful day last night at Martinsville in the Truck Series, is hoping for a better day. He rolls off 14th. Row 8 is Tommy Joe Martins and Alex Bay in the 36 car. Row 9 is Ryan Vargas in the 6 TikTok car and Matt Mills in the 5 Toyota. Round out row 10, 19th place is Jesse Little in the 4 car, and to his outside is his teammate Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 0 car. Row 11 has Bailey Curry in the 74 car and Mike Snyder in the 21 Tax Slayer Chevrolet. Row 12 has Jeremy Clements in the 51 car and Riley Herbst racing in the 18 Monster Energy Toyota in the 24th spot. Row 13 has Joe Graff Jr., the rookie, in the inside lane of row 13, and to his outside is another rookie, Cody Vanderwall, in the 52 car. Row 14 has Colby Howard, and to his outside is Donald Thiege. I probably butchered that name, my apologies there. Row 50 is BJ McLeod in the 78 car and Carl Long in the 66 car. Row 16 is Greg Gaulding and Jeff Green in the 93 car. Row 17, Chad Fincham and Kyle Weatherman. Row 18, Timmy Hill and Stephen Parsons. Row 19, AJ Allmendinger makes a return to the number 16 car for colleague racing, Mason Diaz on the outside, and rounding out the 39 car field is JJ Yaley in the 17 car. So now let's take a look at the odds to win the Draft Top 250 at Martinsville Speedway. Top of the board, it is Austin Cindric in the 22 car, plus 400. People have him, or at least my bookie has him as a bet shot at winning. Right behind him is, no surprise, his long season rival Chase Briscoe, plus 400 as well. Behind those guys is Justin Allgaier, just plus 450. The second row is filled with colleague racing teammates Chastain and Haley, both 600. Allmendinger plus 800, as well as Noah Gragson, who has won before at Martinsville in the Truck Series. Joe Gibbs teammates, then Harrison Byrne, the rookie, plus 1,000. Brandon Jones plus 3,300. Junior Motorsports teammates Jeb Byrne and Michael Annett plus 4,000 for each, as well as Maya Snyder. Brett Moffitt plus 6,600. Riley Herbst plus 8,000. And Ryan Sieg, how about him, plus 10,000. Looks like people don't have him having any possibility of winning this race, but who knows? Weirder things have happened in Xfinity Series, so I wouldn't count out Ryan Sieg as potentially spoiling the party and making it to Phoenix. It's a possibility. Who knows? Okay, thank goodness we're near the end of the show, so I can get out of this stupid costume. But alright, what can we expect from today's race at Martinsville? Well, first, I want to look at Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson, last weekend at Texas, was unbelievable. Like, this close from taking home the victory and locking himself into Phoenix. Now he enters into Martinsville, not necessarily in a must-win situation like Ryan Sieg behind him, but more than likely he's going to have to either finish really well and get a lot of help, or he can just go out there and win. And in my opinion, he can do that. Like I said, he's the only driver in the playoff grid, or at least in the round of 8, that has won at Martinsville. He won back in October of 2017, and in fact, during his times in Martinsville in the Truck Series, he has finished no worse than 7th place. So he has a really, really good record at the paperclip. And when you look back at Gragson's recent success, I mean, 3 runner-up finishes in the last 5 Xfinity races. That is really, really good. And of course, we have to throw in what took place at Texas. When again, this close from beating out Harrison Burton to win. I think Gragson, he's going to have, first of all, he has a lot of momentum with his past success at Martinsville. And on top of that, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He knows how close he tasted victory at Texas. He's going to want to do that again. I expect Gragson to act like what Enfinger did last night in the Truck Series. With Enfinger, he went all out. He was bumming people, moving people out of the way any chance he could because he knew he had to win the race in order to advance. Gragson, I feel like he's going to be in the same situation, and Gragson, I feel like, is outside of maybe Chastain, will be the type of driver to act like the way that Enfinger did last night in the truck race. So I have my eye on Gragson. As for the top 3, like Austin Cindric, I think even though 14 points is not a lot, don't get me wrong, he has to just stay out of trouble. If he can just finish in the top 8, which I think he can easily do, consider the equipment he is in the season he has had so far, I think that'll be pretty easy to do as long as he just runs his race, doesn't get into any trouble, like what we saw at Kansas a few weeks ago, he'll be fine. But for drivers like Justin Allgaier, Justin Haley, +8 and +4 respectively, they're going to have to keep an eye on Brandon Jones. You know, Brandon Jones is a -4 below the cut line. Those 3 drivers I felt like have been pretty equal this entire season. So obviously those 3 drivers are going to be looking out for each other this entire race. But really, when you take a look at this entire playoff grid, drivers that have had starts at Martinsville, drivers like Justin Haley, Ross Chastain, outside of Noah Gragson, they have had pretty similar results. They have finished in the top 10 numerous times in their short time in the Truck Series at Martinsville. Haven't had really a lot of success in terms of being up front and in contention. They also have never had any sort of problems with Martinsville. They're sort of in the middle. Gragson, on the other hand, he's really good at Martinsville, I feel like. That is why I have him winning this race. Exactly. I have Gragson going out and pulling an Enfinger, games have a moment, coming in clutch, and I think he will win at Martinsville here today. I think with his past success, how close he has been to winning so many times. Again, 3 second-place finishes in the last 5 Xfinity races. I feel like it's time. It's gonna happen. I got Gragson coming in clutch, and I have him winning at Martinsville. So for the drivers I think will be part of the championship for next weekend at Phoenix, well, the top 2, I have Briscoe, certainly, of course, he's going to be in it no matter what. Austin Cindric, his long-time season rival. Noah Gragson, because I think he's going to win this race. And I have Justin Allgaier taking up the final spot. I think he is going to beat out Justin Haley and Brandon Jones. He's going to keep them at bay, and he'll be the 4th and final driver to advance into Phoenix. Well, that's going to conclude this episode of MDK Race Day. I cannot wait to get out of this thing because it is boiling hot in here right now. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of MDK Race Day. Tell me, what do you guys think of what do you think is going to happen in this race in the comment section down below? Who do you think is going to win? What do you think is going to happen? But until next time, my name is Jett from MDK, and I'll see you guys next time.